Good night to the Honorable Political Leader, Ms. Kamala Prasad-Visesa. Good night to my NATEX colleagues, MPs, senators, councillors. And good night to my UNC family. It is a pleasure to be standing here once again with you all. Firstly, I would like to thank our powerful lineup of speakers tonight. When the women of the UNC speak, the nation listens. The lineup is just a pinch of powerful speakers our party has. If we were to bring all, the country would tumble. Thank you to our host. Thank you, ladies, for making this TNT Speak successful. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank our leader for her leadership and vision that allows tonight's lineup to have such a strong, dynamic, powerful women on one platform. And if you all think we finished, we have one more firecracker for you all tonight. I am a true believer of fixing another woman's crown, but our leader fixes all our crowns by her actions. As many of you all know, your UNC Women's Arm have been fighting for the safety of the women and children in Trinidad and Tobago. It has been over 2 years we have been asking for the pepper spray legislation. And all we are hearing are promises from the waste of time former Attorney General. Our women and children are living in fear, and it seems that this current government does not care. How many stories we have heard recently with women going to meet persons concerning jobs and end up in harm's way? Why we have to be fearful that our lives can be taken while job hunting? Job hunting in this country is already stressful. Now we have to fear for our lives while we're searching for jobs. How long does it take for to legalize pepper spray so we women can have a fighting chance against these monsters? Safety of women and children should be a priority. Safety of all citizens should be #1 on the list, Minister Hanks. We had candlelight vigils asking for the CCTV cameras and a police post to be placed in a repo, which appears to be the dumping ground for these heartless killers. 2 years we have been highlighting this and nothing has been done since. What is this government waiting on? Are y'all waiting for another innocent soul to be taken? To talk again and still have no action? We want action now. We want our women and children to feel a sense of safety and when we are walking and traveling. And tonight, I want to call on the great men of Trinidad and Tobago, grandfathers, uncles, cousins, brothers, to stand with us women and fight against these criminals and these monsters out here. Another point I want to make to address tonight, where women go to the police station and make numerous reports of matters, and these matters are not taken seriously. According to data provided by the TTPS between March 2018 and 2020, domestic violence were reported at 2,710. But between March 2020 and 2022, there was an increase to 4,857 reports made. Reports are being made, but nothing is being done to protect these women. Women are coming and reporting her life is at risk, and we're not taking it seriously. We have heard about officers laughing while reports are being made, or not even taking the reports seriously to even write. This could never be right, because many times after we hear about the death of these same ladies. We heard of many murders this year alone, and the family stating to the media, she made a report, but the police didn't do nothing. This is totally unacceptable and heartbreaking. This could be your sister, your mother, your daughter making these reports. Fix it and fix it now. Too many lives are being taken. Women have been on the front line in the pandemic. Whether they're nurses or retail workers, women have been on the front line during the COVID-19 pandemic. And things have only gotten more difficult, and women are finding it harder to provide for their families. Many lost their jobs or had to take a pay cut to remain employed. The food prices have increased tremendously, and providing a proper meal for our families has been difficult. The money we used to spend in the supermarket before has become pocket change, and our grocery carts are basically empty, even after spending hundreds of dollars. The price of basic necessities for cooking is ridiculous, and the thought of buying that small chicken for all that money is heartbreaking. As Shanti mentioned, $75 for a 5-pound chicken. What that feeding? I have 10 people in my household. What that doing for me? I've had many conversations with women who complain about how hard things are and how many times they have to leave groceries that they usually pick up on the shelves because of the increase in prices. Many stated when they are at the cashier, they're praying and hoping the bill don't cross a certain amount because they would have to return the items. We need a solution to these rocketing food prices, and the PNM is definitely not the answer because they themselves are out of touch with the people on the ground. They don't know nothing. All the PNM government does is tell us things could be worse. If 10 women get murdered this year, they will say, well, at least it wasn't 11 women. It could have been worse. If thousands of women are struggling to find work, the PNM government will say, well, at least it's not millions. It could have been worse. If thousands of women across the nation are struggling to send their children to school or put food on their table, the PNM will say, well, they're not struggling to pay their light bill. It could have been worse. The women of the UNC are saying we are fed up with this lazy, no ambition, worthless PNM government that does not care for the people of this country. You know, people think women don't have anything to say about our national infrastructure. But we use the roads too, every day to drive to and from work, to carry our children to work, to school, to lessons, to sporting activities, and all other reasons. The conditions of the roads affect us too. When we have to be swerving from potholes or going down in potholes because we see it, and then men will say we can't drive, but I think we are better drivers. That becomes an extra expense when we have to fix parts. When a shock's going, you know how much for that? I just cry every single time my car go down in a hole. The roads in Trinidad and Tobago are deplorable, and the minister said blatantly his ministry doesn't have money to repair it. So what you want me to do, repair it for myself? Well, I don't know what he do with the money, he must pocket it. As Deputy Mayor spoke about it, this is unacceptable, and we must hold Sininan and the PNM government accountable for this non-performance. Or as Marissa said, Minister, no works. Water supply is another resource that affects women. Carrying water in a bucket is not an easy task. Trust me, I know. The PNM might say our ancestors did it. But why should I have to tote water and I have a water bill coming in my mailbox every 3 months? Everything they want to tax. We do not have to accept things could be worse. Why are things not getting better? We need to break out of this mentality the PNM is forcing on us. We must remember that what our political leader, Ms. Kamala Persad-Bissessar, says. When confronted with serious problems, she doesn't say, well, it could have been worse. No, she says, why is this not better? She finds a solution for everything in this country. This is what we are demanding from this PNM tonight. Stop your excuses. The people of Trinidad and Tobago is completely fed up with you saying it could have been worse. We don't have to know it could have been worse. How is that helping us? We want to know why are things not getting better? How can we do better to keep our women safe? What we could do to keep our women safe? What we could do to help women get jobs? What we can do to maintain our roads? What we can do to have a better water supply in our homes? What can we do to improve the lives of women and men in our nation? For our nation to progress, we need to change our mindsets to make things better. And how can we make things better? You know the answer. Things can only get better under the rising sun, under the United National Congress. Things would only get better when Kamala Persad-Bissessar is Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago once again. Thank you and good night.